Hey guys, so I wanted to quickly go ahead and show you guys what I have been using since I would say after 3 years of being a tax preparer. So for me, I'm always just a visual person. So I always had like a composition book where I would write down literally everything within my business. And one of the main things that took up most of my pages was clients. I would write down how I met somebody, I would write down where I met them, because I will go back into that book and look for the next season of kind of see what I need to focus on more so that I can gain my clientele base. So this was just something that I did that really extreme like helped my business to it helped a lot. So I created this sheet. I really took my time with this sheet. I started using Google Sheet as the years continued me as a text preparer. So this is something that I really took my time into making it look it nice for the first time, but it was not as nice as this. So this particular sheet is for somebody who is a text preparer. I do have one separately for EROs because I am also an ERO, but this is more so for tax preparers. So I want to introduce you this tax preparer revenue goal. So we want to make money as a tax preparer, but a lot of the times we are not organized on how we make that money or where that money is coming from. We just it could really be all over the place because it's such a stressful position to be in during tax season. So this here is your dashboard, and this is basically all of the other pages within this sheet, but this here is in the front. So the dashboard includes your client revenue tracker, which will just tell you how much you are making, where you like what do you want. But this is a bar to tell you how far you are within your goal. The next is the weekly and monthly goals to tell you your revenue goals in total, what your average client fee is, and what client total that you need in order to hit your revenue goal. The next section is your lead tracker. And lead tracker is basically your lead conversion tracker is basically not only how many clients you get, but more so where are your leads coming from and how often are your leads converting. So me, something that I really like to do within my business is do a lot of guerrilla style marketing. That could be yard signs, that could be thousands of flyers, right? So I already know, because this is something that I do so much during tax season, I already know within 100 flyers that I put out, uh, I will get at least 2 to 4 calls to come in without talking to the person. But if I'm literally talking to 100 people per day, that ratio goes up. I get about 7 to 10 people to call me out of 100. So some people don't like to talk to people. So if you're someone that don't like to talk to people, to be honest, you're just going to need much more. How you say it, you need much more flyers to pass out, right? So this conversion tracker more so tells you about the advertising. When I say advertising, like the source on social media, and we'll talk about that a little. I'm trying to talk as fast as I can because I want to make this video short. But I like to really explain so you get to see, if you're interested in this Google Sheet, what you're going to get. And you will notice that in the Google Sheet, I do put a lot of explanation so you can see what it's for. So here is basically to see how well you did in each month. So when you go into the next tax season and you come back to this sheet here, you know what month you really make money and what month you got to lock in. Now, this sheet here is your revenue goal sheet. So this is where you put your company name, you put how much money you want to make, how much clients you already have. So right here, I already have 42 people here. So it says 42, and then it has the status of your revenue goal. So actual versus what's remaining. So if your goal is 80 and you already did 53,000, then you have 26,000 that's left. And this is a progress bar to kind of see where you're going. Right here, I also included like how you call this, like directions on what to do for everything. So here is basically the month. I feel like I excuse my brain, but I feel like it's really important to know what month really kind of kick ass for you, right? So here you're able to click on this and you're able to click on whatever month that you did that you got this client, right? Or whatever month you did this client. You're able to go ahead and click on the edit button and you're able to either remove or add another month. It's strictly up to you. Not everybody works in November. Not everybody start working in December. Some people don't even work in January, believe it or not, but they start working really in like February or the ending of January. Here, as you can see, is self-explanatory where you put the customer name and you put how much you charge the customer. So I'm going to go ahead and just toggle over this number here, and I'm going to put that I'm charging this customer $1,000. I want you to take a look at everything. This number is not going to change, but these numbers going to change, and this progress bar is going to change, right? All right, so this is where you can see that it changed and where your progress is at. This will change if I add somebody right here. Remember, it said 42. So now it's going to say 43. Or as you can see, it say 43. At the bottom, so this sheet is up to 200, but you have the ability to add as much more as you need, of course, because this is a Google sheet. Here it has the total amount of what you already did for the tax season. So you don't even need to go down that far because that is going to be right here of the actual number that you already did. The next slide is actually the first slide that you should start on because this is the preseason planning. So you want to have a start date and an end date, right? When you are doing taxes. So here the revenue goal is 80. Let's say the average is $950 for your customers. You need 14 customers per week, 43 per month, and you need 84 in total. Some people are scared to charge as tax preparers. I will say the newer tax preparers are kind of they're scared to charge. So let's go ahead and say 500, right? So 500, of course, you're going to need more people to do. So 25 a week, 80 a month, 160 in total, if you want $80,000 as your goal. Now, let's say you don't want to make $80,000 as your goal. And instead, some people are okay with making $50,000 because they want to kind of cover what they're already doing at their 9 to 5. All right, no problem. But this goal has changed. You see, it changed because your goal is $50,000. You have now passed what your goal is. Does this make sense? I hope I'm making sense here. All right, so here, as you can see, this total went down, and we also have a progress bar. So as you continue to add your customers, you're doing these customers' taxes, this progress bar kind of take off, right? Next, so this is the lead conversion tracker that I was talking about, and this is where you have to manually input the person name, the lead date, the source, and the status below. So this person name is Olivia. You got this person on May 5th, and this was an advertisement. So again, this is solely sake for the purpose of somebody that want to purchase this. I did it like this. You are able to go here and change the exact source. So people get people from Facebook ads, Instagram ads, TikTok flyers, yard signs, door to door, like whatever your source, whatever your way of getting customers, this is where you're going to come because I want you to know this right here. This is what really matters at the end of tax season. You want to know how many leads that you got. Why? Because you could talk to 100 people a day, but then only 2 to 4 people call you, or 5 to 7 call you, depending on what strategy you did within them 100. But what really matters at the end of the day is how much people converted. So this tells you everything. So you see that 100% of your flyers, that source worked for you. Instagram, it worked for you too, but TikTok didn't work so well as the flyers. This is where you're going to go ahead and do this. And as you see, once this person converted as a client, it's going to fluctuate here. It's going to fluctuate there. Notice it went down to 38%. But let's say I start doing this. I start adding more people to convert. Notice as I'm adding them, the number of conversion rate is going up. So now my conversions is going up. Can't you see? All right, y'all. So this is it for us. So I want to go ahead and let you know, if you are interested in this, we have a Black Friday sale that's going on where this sheet is only $47. $47 only for today up until this weekend for $47. Then it go back to the regular price. This is for tax preparers. I am going to do another video for EROs. If this is something that you like, or this is something that you felt like should have been added on here, let me know. I want to see what your feedback is. I honestly just want to know what the feedback is for other tax preparers that's already doing taxes. Yeah.